Hello everyone, it's Keyana. Thank you for joining me again and welcome to Breakthrough. Last time we chatted was about you setting up a foundation for you to release your bondages, which brought me to today's chat session, and it's about you stepping out of your comfort zone so you can stop missing out on your blessings. In Habakkuk chapter 2 verses 2 through 4, it reads, "Then the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." So now that you have written your vision, the foundation telling God of what you want to be free of, your bondages that you wrote the last time, it is now time for you to step out of your comfort zone and on your faith, so that you cannot miss out on those blessings that are sitting there awaiting for you. So you can step out on your comfort zone and out of that acceptance of your current situation and your circumstances. So I want you to focus. And focus is an acronym that I enjoy using, and I want you to actually write it down, because focus means focusing on Christ's unusual schedule for me. And I'm going to say it again. F is for focus, focusing, Focusing on Christ's unusual schedule for me. Because we're all born with a purpose. We're all different, but we all have a purpose in life. Agreed? Agreed. So if you're focusing on your unusual purpose that he set forth for you, you're not worried about the outside. It doesn't matter what everyone else thinks, because you're simply focused on you and what he has prepared for you. I enjoy listening to the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and he says it very awesome, because we're born with a talent, you're born with a gift. And he says you cannot get fired from your gift. You can get fired from a job, but you cannot get fired from your gift. You're born with that gift. It's instilled in you, and nobody can take that from you but you. It's still in you, but you can remove it by neglecting it. There's a purpose for each and every one of you, but you have to be willing to step out of that comfort zone to grab it up, to take hold of it, take control of it, and walk into it. Webster's dictionary defines faith as a complete trust or confidence and unquestionable faith and belief in God or religion, loyalty. So look, you go and you apply for a job. You go apply for a job, you have faith, you understand that this job is going to train you for that particular position that you applied for. You have unbelievable, unquestionable, undeniable trust that this company is going to train you for that position. Why? Because they want to hire you and they want you to do good at that position. They want to make sure that you represent their company, correct? So you're going to train for 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 days, however long their training period is. And when that training period is over with, they're going to trust you that you obtain that knowledge, and now you're going to go out onto their floors and you're going to work their system. You're going to operate their system, their computer system in a warehouse, whatever it is they trained you to do. So then now you can obtain some pay from them, correct? So if that doesn't work out, they can fire you. That may not have been your purpose. Everyone is born with a purpose. So you still have this talent, this gift that God gave you. And so now you're sitting home and you have this burden on you. And you're saying, okay, well, what does this have to do with me releasing my bondages? What does this have to do with me stepping out of my comfort zone? I'll tell you. Because we hold on to so much for so long, and it makes us so cloudy of what we're able to do. Because we can't forgive that big F word. We stop focusing on us and we start focusing on everything else around us, and we leave us in the back burner. So it becomes difficult for us to maintain. It becomes difficult for us to engage inside ourselves because that bondage has so much a hold, and we fail to realize that because there's so much there. That bondage becomes, it enables us, and we're unable to see it. You feel stuck, and you're unable to move. Hint, you being comfortable, because you've been in that position for so long. So why change? So in return, I would say, why complain? Because see, once you lose that job, you sit there and you complain. But why are you complaining? Because God already given you something to work with. And once again, Dr. Miles Monroe said it, you can get fired from that job, but you cannot get fired from your talent, your gift. There is no perfect life. That's why, while you begin to release your bondages one at a time, be sure that when you release it, your heart is clear. Be sure that you are truly ready and your forgiveness is genuine, because that is for you. And as you forgive genuinely, everything becomes weightless. That weight, that barrier becomes lighter. God never puts more on us than we can bear. So if we feel way overweighted, that means we've added more than what we're supposed to. We're not asked for a lot of stuff. And a lot of our bondages are things that we did not ask for. A lot of bondages are far greater than others. Some have little, some have a whole lot. Some we really just don't understand. But then there's come a point in time when we have to say, Lord, I give it to you. I need to move forward because we have children. They have children. And sometimes we hold on to things that don't necessarily need to be held on to. You have forgiveness and you have forgiveness. The line of forgiveness is at the end of the scale, a small portion of the scale. The line of forgiveness is up here. It carries more weight because it takes you further in life. The line of forgiveness is at the lower end of the scale because it weighs you down far too long the more you place it above forgiveness. Does that make sense? You have to start looking at things a lot different in life so that you can move out of that comfort zone and so that you can move forward. Before I go, I'm going to tell you a small story in regards to how I had to step out on faith when I really thought I wasn't ready. I didn't want to. I really didn't feel like it. I was very stubborn against it. And I said, no, I wasn't going to do it. Back in 2005, I grew up, my Nana raised me. And I moved away as soon as I graduated from high school. And I said, the only thing that'll get me back is if I had to move back and take care of her. The only thing that would get me back was to move back and take care of her. And in early 2005, I started to become wind of how sick she was. And she asked me to move back and take care of her. And all I could do was laugh, and I looked up and I said, oh Lord, you got jokes. Because that would be the only thing that would get me to move back. And I looked at her, I said, Nana, I gotta think about it. And I went back home. I was just getting myself in order, single mother. But I said to myself, that is what I said. I had just given my life back to Christ. I was working 2-3 jobs. And I said, and I still contemplated it. I said, I'm getting my life back in order. I can't do that. And then church started becoming, the prayer line started becoming very heavy. And I started packing as if, it's what I said, so I got to do it. So I started packing. My lease was coming up. I moved out. I moved in with a quote unquote friend from the church. So I didn't have to renew my lease with my son. So I could save some money. I started to make my own plans so I can have money when I moved out. About 3 weeks later, I got it, with somewhere between 2 to 3 weeks later, I got a call. Your Nana is going into surgery. She won't have surgery unless you come. I said, I don't know. A couple of days prior to that was church. The Lord said to me, do you trust me? And I was like, what? Do you have faith in me? And I'm like, what? And that visit, when I went and my Nana asked me, it was so much chaos at home. The family was upset. They found out. She asked me, and I didn't want to go into that. I didn't want to bring my son into that. I called my big sis up and she said, well, Key, you know what you got to do. Just like that, because she's so straightforward. I'm straightforward with people and she give it back to me. You know what you have to do. I said, okay. I didn't have any money. All my plans fell through because I needed to save up. I needed to do what I needed to do. Got a train ticket, got on, had less than $100 after the train ticket, came on to Kissimmee. I never slept in this household for almost 10 years. I never slept in this house. I wouldn't sleep in the house at all. My problem was spiritually and emotionally, I wasn't ready to sleep there. That was my biggest problem because I had been raped and molested there for about 7 years. So when I moved out, I vowed that I would never come back. So God had to work on me. But he asked me a couple of days prior, do you trust me? Do you have faith in me? The night before I left, I prayed and prayed and prayed. When I arrived, everything was prepared for me. My uncle that fought with me prior, my last visit, he prepared for me. My aunt prepared for me. I had no trouble when I arrived. Sometimes when you feel like you just can't do it, you have to step out and allow God and trust in God with what he has set forth, because he never closes one door without having something on the other side for you. No matter how big the situation is or how small the situation is. I had never slept in that house in almost 10 years. That night, the dream I had, it was me and the Lord sitting on the bench. And he guided me through the entire night and made sure I had a sound sleep. My grandmother had her surgery and she came out just fine. He prepared that day for me. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone to get to your blessings. Welcome to your breakthrough. Feel lighter. Lift that weight. Release those bondages that have you down. You have your children. You have your children's children. Some of your bondages sometimes weigh on them and you don't even know it. I'll chat with you again. You have a blessed day.